The Scandalous Life of George Steinbrenner, 10 Shocking Facts. George Steinbrenner, the legendary owner of the New York Yankees, was a man known for his larger-than-life personality, controversial decisions, and never-ending scandals. From fierce rivalries to government investigations, his reign as owner was anything but smooth. Here are the 10 most scandalous, shocking, and interesting facts about the man who transformed baseball ownership into a high-stakes game. Fact number 1. A military background and personal struggles. George Michael Steinbrenner III was born on July 4, 1930, in Rocky River, Ohio, into a strict and disciplined household. His father, Henry Steinbrenner, was a successful shipping magnate who demanded excellence from his children, and young George was no exception. He attended Williams College, where he developed a passion for sports, particularly football and track. After college, Steinbrenner joined the U.S. Air Force, where he served as a second lieutenant. This military background further honed the discipline instilled in him by his father. However, while his professional life began to take shape, his personal life was not without turbulence. In 1956, he married Elizabeth Joan Zeig, and they had 4 children: Hank, Jessica, Jennifer, and Hal. George's obsessive work ethic often overshadowed his family life. His relationship with his son Hank, in particular, was fraught with tension due to the high expectations Steinbrenner placed on him, leading to a strained dynamic that persisted throughout their lives. Number 2. The infamous Yankees purchase. On January 3, 1973, Steinbrenner led a group of investors to purchase the New York Yankees from CBS for a mere $10 million, a deal that would later be considered one of the greatest bargains in sports history. The Yankees, once the most dominant team in baseball, had fallen on hard times under CBS's ownership, and many doubted whether they could be revived. Steinbrenner, however, was determined to restore the team's glory. The Yankees' previous owner, Michael Burke, remained skeptical, reportedly telling associates that Steinbrenner doesn't know what he's getting into. Though Steinbrenner initially declared, "I won't be active in the day-to-day operations," it took little time for him to dive headfirst into managing the team. His hands-on approach became a hallmark of his tenure, and he quickly began making sweeping changes. Under his leadership, the Yankees went on to win 11 American League pennants and 7 World Series championships, including back-to-back titles in 1977 and 1978. Despite the team's success, Steinbrenner's ownership was marred by his volatile temperament, frequent clashes with players, and his intense desire to win at any cost. Number 3. Nixon Scandal ties and conviction. One of the darkest moments in Steinbrenner's life came in 1974 when he was convicted for illegal contributions to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign. Steinbrenner had secretly funneled $100,000 to the Committee to Re-elect the President, CRP, a group embroiled in the infamous Watergate scandal. On November 27, 1974, Steinbrenner pleaded guilty to charges of obstruction of justice and illegal contributions. As a result, Commissioner Bowie Kuhn suspended him from Major League Baseball for 2 years. This conviction deeply embarrassed Steinbrenner, who was forced to relinquish control of the Yankees temporarily, tarnishing his reputation in the sports world. The incident left a lasting stain on his public image, although he was later pardoned by President Ronald Reagan in 1989. Number 4. Constant manager firings. Steinbrenner became infamous for his micromanagement and his notoriously short temper with Yankees managers. One of the most chaotic periods of his ownership was the frequent hiring and firing of Billy Martin, who was hired and fired 5 separate times between 1975 and 1988. This revolving door of managers became a hallmark of Steinbrenner's reign, leading to a volatile and often toxic atmosphere within the organization. His harsh approach often clashed with coaches and players, and he famously stated, "Winning is the most important thing in my life, after breathing. Breathing first, winning next." This mindset created high-pressure situations that garnered media attention, but also resulted in frequent turmoil behind the scenes. Number 5. The 1990 lifetime ban from MLB. One of the most shocking moments in George Steinbrenner's career came in 1990 when he was banned for life from Major League Baseball. The scandal erupted from Steinbrenner's bitter feud with Yankees outfielder Dave Winfield. Upset with Winfield's performance after signing him to a record-breaking 10-year, $23 million contract, Steinbrenner paid $40,000 to gambler Howard Spira to dig up damaging information on the star player. When the arrangement became public, MLB Commissioner Fay Vincent took swift action, banning Steinbrenner from day-to-day control of the Yankees. Though officially exiled, Steinbrenner remained involved behind the scenes and was reinstated in 1993 after serving a reduced sentence. This scandal remains one of the most infamous chapters in Steinbrenner's tumultuous ownership of the Yankees. Number 6. The Dave Winfield Battle. In 1980, Steinbrenner signed outfielder Dave Winfield to a record-setting 10-year, $23 million contract, making him the highest-paid player in Major League Baseball. Initially seen as a landmark move, the relationship between Steinbrenner and Winfield eventually soured. By 1990, Steinbrenner was frustrated with Winfield's performance and accused him of failing to deliver in critical moments. The feud escalated into scandal when it was revealed that Steinbrenner had paid gambler Howard Spira $40,000 to dig up damaging information on Winfield. The revelation led to Steinbrenner's lifetime ban from day-to-day control of the Yankees by Commissioner Fay Vincent, though he was reinstated in 1993. The incident damaged Steinbrenner's credibility and underscored his ruthless approach to ownership. Number 7. Connections with Trump and Roy Cohn. George Steinbrenner had close ties with Donald Trump and lawyer Roy Cohn, two of New York's most notorious power players. In the 1970s and 1980s, Steinbrenner and Trump formed a friendship based on their shared ambition and aggressive business practices. Trump admired Steinbrenner's bold leadership of the Yankees and often sought his advice on major real estate deals. The two businessmen frequently socialized and supported each other's ventures, establishing a relationship that blended business with personal connection. Steinbrenner also turned to Roy Cohn, one of New York's most feared lawyers, especially during his legal issues. Cohn, who had previously advised Senator Joseph McCarthy, was known for his ruthless, win-at-all-costs approach. Steinbrenner relied on Cohn during his battles with the federal government, particularly regarding his 1974 conviction for illegal campaign contributions to Richard Nixon. Cohn's legal expertise helped Steinbrenner navigate some of the toughest periods of his career. Number 8. The Yankee Stadium renovation debacle. In the late 1970s, Steinbrenner spearheaded the renovation of Yankee Stadium, which turned into a protracted and controversial project. Originally budgeted at $24 million, the renovation ballooned to over $100 million due to cost overruns, delays, and mismanagement. Steinbrenner's tendency to micromanage the project only exacerbated the issues, as many decisions made under his watch were criticized for being short-sighted. Baseball historians have pointed out that the renovation, which was supposed to preserve the stadium's iconic character, left it with numerous structural problems, cementing Steinbrenner's reputation for meddling. Number 9. Political ambitions gone awry. Throughout his career, Steinbrenner flirted with political ambitions, though they never fully materialized. He donated substantial sums of money to both Democratic and Republican campaigns, cultivating relationships with influential figures in Washington. In the 1990s, Steinbrenner was rumored to be considering a run for the U.S. Senate from Florida. However, his numerous scandals, including his conviction for illegal campaign contributions, made such a run highly improbable. Despite his political aspirations, Steinbrenner remained on the sidelines, with many believing that his controversial past would have made a campaign a difficult, if not impossible, venture. Number 10. A sudden end and legacy of scandal. George Steinbrenner passed away on July 13, 2010, at the age of 80, in Tampa, Florida, from a heart attack. His death marked the end of an era for the Yankees, who had been under his ownership for 37 years. While his final years saw him take a step back from the day-to-day operations due to declining health, his legacy remained hotly debated. Steinbrenner's impact on the Yankees was undeniable. Under his leadership, the team won 7 World Series titles. Yet, his career was also punctuated by controversies, firings, and scandals that overshadowed many of his accomplishments. He left behind a complicated legacy as both a relentless winner and one of the most polarizing figures in sports.